The GAZ-72 occupies a fascinating place in automotive history as a vehicle that blends the character of a classic passenger car with the practicality and toughness of a light off-road machine. When people talk about it today, they often remember it as an ambitious experiment from the Soviet era, a time when engineers were searching for ways to combine comfort, durability, and the ability to travel on difficult roads. The idea behind the GAZ-72 was simple but bold for its time. Take the refined base of a passenger car and give it the traction and strength of a four-wheel drive platform. The result was a car that looked familiar and elegant on the outside, yet could surprise many with its capability when the pavement ended. Visually, the GAZ-72 kept the classic lines that were popular in the early 1950s. It shared much of its body design with the GAZ-M20 Pobeda, which means it had smooth curves, a solid stance, and a shape that looked modern for its era. From a distance, many people could easily mistake it for a normal sedan, but a closer look revealed higher ground clearance, more robust suspension components, and details that hinted at its special role. This combination of everyday appearance and hidden strength was one of the most interesting features of the car. It was not trying to look like a rugged military vehicle, yet it was built to handle far more than a typical city road. Under the hood, the GAZ-72 was powered by a four-cylinder gasoline engine derived from the engines used in other GAZ models of the period. The displacement was around 2.1 liters, and while by modern standards the power output seems modest, it was perfectly reasonable for its time. The engine focused more on reliability and torque rather than outright speed. This made sense because the car was designed to move confidently over rough terrain, muddy roads, and snowy tracks, where steady pulling power mattered more than quick acceleration. The top speed was not its main selling point, but on paved roads it could still cruise comfortably and keep up with regular traffic of the era. One of the most important technical features of the GAZ-72 was its all-wheel drive system. This was not common for passenger cars at that time, especially not for ones that looked as refined as this. The drivetrain borrowed elements from GAZ off-road vehicles, including a transfer case that allowed power to be sent to both axles. This gave the car much better traction on slippery or uneven surfaces. Drivers could feel more confident when driving on dirt roads, through snow, or across fields, which was especially valuable in regions where road infrastructure was limited or seasonal conditions could be harsh. The suspension was also strengthened compared to the standard sedan, helping the car cope with bumps and ruts without losing stability. Inside, the GAZ-72 tried to keep the comfort level of a regular passenger car. The cabin layout was simple but functional, with a wide bench seat in the front and another in the back, allowing it to carry several passengers comfortably. Materials were typical for the time, with durable fabrics, metal trim, and a straightforward dashboard layout. The focus was on practicality and ease of maintenance rather than luxury, but for many drivers of that era, it still felt like a step up from purely utilitarian vehicles. The driving position was upright and gave good visibility, which was useful both in city traffic and on rural roads. In terms of driving experience, the GAZ-72 offered a unique mix. On paved roads, it behaved much like the standard Pobeda, with stable handling and a smooth ride for a car of its generation. The steering was not light by modern standards, but it was predictable and solid. When the road surface worsened, the advantages of the all-wheel drive system became clear. The car could continue moving where many regular sedans would struggle or get stuck. This made it attractive for engineers, officials, and specialists who needed a reliable vehicle that could travel between cities and remote areas without switching to a truck or a purely off-road machine. The braking system was typical for the period, using drum brakes on all wheels. While this does not sound impressive today, it was standard at the time and, when properly maintained, provided adequate stopping power. The car's weight and relatively moderate speeds meant that braking performance was acceptable for everyday use. The suspension setup, with its reinforced components, also contributed to stability under braking and on uneven ground. From a historical perspective, the GAZ-72 was produced in limited numbers, which makes it quite rare today. It was not intended to be a mass-market car for ordinary buyers. Instead, it served more as a specialized solution for certain needs, such as use by government services, engineers, and organizations that required a vehicle capable of handling both urban and rural environments. Because of this, Many examples did not survive in large numbers, and those that did are now highly valued by collectors and enthusiasts of classic Soviet automobiles. When talking about features, it is important to remember the context of its time. The GAZ-72 did not have modern safety systems, electronics, or comfort features like air conditioning or power steering. However, what it did offer was a strong mechanical foundation, simple and reliable engineering, and a clever concept that was ahead of its time. In many ways, it can be seen as an early predecessor to the modern all-wheel drive sedan or crossover, long before such categories became common in the global automotive market. Maintenance and ownership of a GAZ-72 today require dedication and passion. Parts are not always easy to find, and keeping the car in good condition often means relying on specialist knowledge or adapting components from related models. However, for those who love classic cars, this is part of the charm. Driving a GAZ-72 is not just about transportation, it is about experiencing a piece of history and understanding how engineers of the past tried to solve real-world problems with the tools and technology available to them. In terms of performance, no one would compare the GAZ-72 to modern vehicles, but that is not the point. Its value lies in its character, its story, and its unusual combination of elegance and toughness. The engine note, the mechanical feel of the controls, and the way the car moves over different surfaces all remind the driver that this is a machine from another era, built with different priorities and a different philosophy. There is a certain honesty in the way it drives, with no electronic filters or artificial enhancements, just pure mechanical interaction between the driver and the road. For a YouTube video, the GAZ-72 offers a great opportunity to tell a story that goes beyond simple specs. It is a car that represents creativity and experimentation in automotive design. Showing its exterior details, the interior layout, the engine bay, and especially its behavior on different types of roads can really bring its personality to life. Viewers who are interested in classic cars, rare vehicles, or Soviet automotive history will likely find it fascinating, especially because it is not as widely known as some other models from the same era. In conclusion, the GAZ-72 is more than just an old car. It is a symbol of an idea, the idea that comfort and capability do not have to be separate worlds. With its all-wheel drive system, reinforced chassis, and familiar passenger car body, it tried to bridge the gap between everyday transportation and off-road reliability. Today, it stands as a rare and interesting example of early innovation, and it continues to capture the imagination of enthusiasts who appreciate unique solutions and historical engineering. Whether seen in a museum, at a classic car show, or featured in a detailed video review, the GAZ-72 always has a story to tell, and that story is about ambition, practicality, and the timeless desire to go further, no matter what kind of road lies ahead.